Welcome to Kwasi Kwarteng. Hope you're keeping well. How is everyone? I am okay. Right, I'm just about to on my way to start working. I've got a few things that I've got to get off my chest, basically. There's bizarre movement in the air at the moment because it is sort of Liz Truss is taking a U-turn in terms of windfall tax now, so yeah, they will be charged taxes now, which in turn is a good thing because obviously that would help general public to be able to be accommodated with the money that they don't really have. So benefits will be still, hopefully, fingers crossed, intact, but that would not be surprisingly coming till the end of, well, let me say that will not be unsurprisingly coming till the end of the month of October, according to Kwasi Kwarteng. Now it gives us a very unique way of going forward, where UK is the only country, rather Europe, or including Europe and UK, is the only country that hasn't gone forward. It is recovery as well as much as our European neighbours have, which is sort of an indication that our financial policies, our fiscal policies, our economic rulers have not got it right. There's something every time we look at it that they've got wrong, from Brexit to pandemic to the way how to hold the economy up. They have made wrong decisions. I'm going to give an example of countries such as Pakistan because I have been, during the pandemic, I was there at the very beginning of it. I was in Pakistan and I know how they used to tackle the pandemic situation. So to the reign of Imran Khan, when he was there as the Prime Minister of Pakistan, as former Prime Minister now of Pakistan, he was able to manage to shut down a particular street, for example, with the high rates of infections were, which in fact did not affect the economy as badly as it could have, comparatively, that we tend to see in terms of other countries. And that is the problem, because when you look at the UK, it has shut down cities and cities completely, rather than an area of a city, which could have been much better in terms of the impact. But because the movement in the UK is so different than the movement in Pakistan, what they used to do over there is they used to shut down the roads so nobody can travel throughout those roads, literally in the area. So all the roads will be shut down, everything will be completely shut down, and nothing moves. This was a huge benefit for them because obviously that did not impact or influence the market as badly as it did in the UK. Now, post-pandemic, we are nowhere near recovery mode. We're still struggling in terms of trying to figure out where we're heading. We do not know what our direction is still, because the UK doesn't tend to recognize the poor people still exist. And inflation is too high. Poverty is hitting literally more or less 60-70% of the households. These are all things UK doesn't tend to recognize, and these are the issues that's actually going to terribly impact the economy of the UK. The decisions that's been taken on top is just going to be bizarre, and it won't help anyone unless or until something really changes. And that something has to come from right to the top, right through the top, down, bottom, hit, up, all the way, because it won't work unless they decide to make it work. Now, I've got a couple of things in my brain that could actually make it right. I've seen a few people myself, a number of people, let me say, who are open to opportunities, open to work since this recession part has come in. And that really sort of gives me, gives employers an iron fist, saying, well, if you can't do those hours, bye, don't want you anymore. And that has totally impacted the general public in terms of single mothers and single fathers who are unable to, for example, take care of the young ones because of the reasons that they probably are in a different city than their family, or have got responsibilities of picking the child up and dropping them at home, or to pay for childcare, which is too expensive as it is. So there's a number of things, actually a number of factors that's playing a role in it. They have to afford the bills they can't afford to pay. Rent, for example, or mortgages going above beyond. These things are actually impacting back and forth all the way on every literal household, and that is the issue. So unless that is addressed impeccably, this won't change. I've still got an understanding of the market, how it's fluctuating according to the demand of the elites and the people in power, because unless or until they tend to know what is going on in every household, nothing will change. And on that note, I must say that if you really want to see the real change in the market, in the general public's life, we have to give ministers only the national minimum wage for the work that they are doing. And when I say that, I mean it really does mean that it has to be coming down from them to be able to uniquely address each and every angle of it. So they have to literally pinpoint out each and every step of it by saying, right, okay, so we understand this was the issue, now we addressed it. We understand that was the issue, now we addressed it. And that won't happen unless or until they themselves will get the same pay rates as a normal person, national minimum wage base, is getting. They're able to afford their own cars to go around, or their travel for transport, or whatever the reason is, or electricity, gas, all of the bills, and able to travel to and from work, able to see what the real market is like. And unless they are put down in that position, they will not understand what the market is going to be like, or market is like. Irony is, though, we have not seen anything as such happen anytime soon, because obviously, as we know, they are in the pockets of elites. They're in the pockets of those tycoons who actually run the countries literally by allowing or by disallowing the ways of how the country is going to move forward. That's actual issue, and we won't see the change unless or until they decide on understanding the pieces of how the market economy is actually working, in terms of how poor people are affording or able to afford, and people who are even crises even in the not really poor, let me say, just the middle level, people are actually unable to even afford things that they should be able to. They are not able to afford things, and that is a problem. Because knowing some people, from my own perspective, as I've known some people, I've known a GP basically for a number of years. Don't talk to him much, talk to him very rarely, but do have sort of a good back and forth conversation sort of thing with him. So I do relate with him in terms of normal conversations point of view. I have spoken to him about a couple of weeks ago. His point was very simple. Things that usually used to be affordable are not any longer, and that is the problem, because when he's a GP, general practitioner, he should have been able to pay for plenty of things, to be honest with you. But since his inability of paying for the normal things, being a good earner, it's just bizarre, it's just difficult, and that's where the problem comes in. Um, I'm going to be able to have to put this up as that. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a difficult ride. And like I said previously, repeat myself, do we really think Liz Truss is the worst Prime Minister of the UK? Because I honestly, for once, I have said it over and over and over again, not for once, plenty of times. After my family about 3 years ago, did you really think Boris Johnson is that bad? Because Boris Johnson is not as bad. Liz Truss, what I actually give a pseudonym of less trust, is worse. But have we really worsened off yet? No, we have not. We are yet to see the worst one to come, and that is going to be a huge impact for the UK. I mean, I'll go to be honest with you. The worst means totally out of order, and that's where we'll be going. And I know for the fact, I know for the fact, the very next person who will come in, join the UK as the Prime Minister, will be the worst ever that we'll face here in the UK. Bizarre, but the truth. Anyway, if you haven't subscribed, please by all means do so. I will see you next time. You take care. Bye.